All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's kick this off with something bold. While the football world has been busy talking about other teams, hyping up off-season headlines and quarterback dramas, something's been brewing quietly in Kansas City. Something dangerous. Something that should have the entire NFL on high alert. Because make no mistake, the Kansas City Chiefs are a sleeping giant, and that giant just woke up. Let's rewind for a second. The Chiefs just became back-to-back Super Bowl champions. That alone is historic. It's something no team has done since the Patriots in the early 2000s. But what makes this version of the Chiefs different is how they're doing it. It's not just about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce anymore. This team is deeper, faster, younger, and, believe it or not, even more motivated. You'd think after winning 2 straight rings, a team might ease up, get comfortable. But that's not how Andy Reid runs this ship. That's not how Brett Veach builds a roster. And that is definitely not how Mahomes plays football. Instead of sitting back and celebrating, the Chiefs attacked this offseason with purpose. Every move they made wasn't just about maintaining dominance. It was about taking it to another level. From the aggressive picks in the draft to smart free agency additions, it's clear. The Chiefs are not done. They're just getting started. Think about it. This is a team that had a so-called down year offensively in 2024, and they still won the Super Bowl. Mahomes didn't have the flashiest stats, receivers were dropping passes, and yet he still found ways to win. Now he's got new weapons, a hungry group of rookies, and something to prove. That's a scary combination. And let's not forget that defense. Spagnuolo has built a unit that not only holds its own, but takes over games. That's a massive reason why this team keeps winning in January and February. So, if you're an NFL fan outside of Kansas City, here's your warning. The Chiefs aren't fading. They're evolving. And that quiet confidence, that's the sign of a team ready to explode. Stick around because in the next chapter, we're breaking down exactly how Brett Veach worked his magic this offseason to load this roster for another Super Bowl run. But first, do you think the rest of the league is underestimating the Chiefs again? Drop your take in the comments. Let's talk about the man pulling the strings, Brett Veach. If Patrick Mahomes is the engine of this Chiefs dynasty, Veach is the architect. And once again this offseason, he proved why he's one of the best general managers in the NFL. Every move Veach made in the 2025 offseason felt like part of a master plan. And what's scary for the rest of the league is that it wasn't a rebuild. It was a reload. The Chiefs didn't just patch holes. They added talent, depth, and long-term potential. Let's start with the draft. When the Chiefs selected Josh Simmons in the first round, a lot of people scratched their heads. A project. Tackle, they said. But Veach knew exactly what he was doing. Simmons has the athletic traits to become a dominant force on the offensive line. And with Andy Heck coaching him up, don't be surprised if Simmons becomes a cornerstone in the next 2 years. Then came the playmakers. Veach doubled down on speed and versatility. Jalen Royals and Rashod Smith brought fresh energy to the wide receiver room. Something the Chiefs desperately needed after last season's struggles with drops and inconsistency. Royals has already flashed big play ability, and Smith could be one of the steals of the draft with his dynamic YAC potential. But Veach didn't stop there. He added linebacker depth, secondary reinforcements, and some sneaky good undrafted talent. It wasn't about making headlines. It was about making the roster stronger at every level. And let's not forget the Rashod Rice situation. While that cloud still hangs over the team, Veach made sure the Chiefs had a plan. Whether Rice plays a full season or misses time, the wide receiver room is no longer relying on one guy to carry the load. That's smart team building. What really separates Veach, though, is how he balances the present and the future. This isn't just about winning in 2025. He's already thinking about how to keep this team competitive in 2026, 2027, and beyond. That's the kind of vision that turns good teams into dynasties. So next time someone questions a Veach draft pick or free agent move, remember this. The man has built a 2-time defending champion, and he's showing no signs of slowing down. Up next, we're talking about the most overlooked weapon in Kansas City right now, and how he could be the key to the Chiefs' offensive resurgence. But before we get there, what's your grade for Veach's 2025 offseason? A, B, C, or maybe even an A+. Let us know below. Now let's shift the spotlight to someone who could completely reshape the Chiefs' offense in 2025, rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy. He's not just fast, he's record-breaking fast. And in an Andy Reid offense with Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball, that's a recipe for fireworks. Worthy made headlines at the NFL Combine by running a blazing 4.21-second 40-yard dash, the fastest time ever recorded. That alone was enough to get fans buzzing, but now that he's on the field, the hype is turning into real results. At rookie minicamp and early practices, Worthy showed flashes of being more than just a track star. His route running is sharp, his hands are reliable, and he understands spacing, something you need to thrive in Reid's complex scheme. This guy isn't just a deep ball threat. He can be dangerous on screens, slants, and jet sweeps too. What makes Worthy such a perfect fit in Kansas City is how he stretches the field. Last year, the Chiefs' offense lacked that consistent vertical threat. Defenses didn't have to worry about getting burned deep, so they could crowd the short and intermediate routes. With Worthy in the lineup, that changes. Safeties have to stay back, corners can't bite on underneath routes, and suddenly, Travis Kelce has more room to operate. It's not just about Worthy's speed, it's about how it opens up the whole offense. Imagine Mahomes rolling out and seeing Worthy streaking downfield, Kelce breaking free over the middle, and Isaiah Pacheco swinging out of the backfield. That's a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Now, let's be real. Rookie wide receivers often hit bumps in the road, especially in this system. But Worthy isn't being asked to carry the load. He just needs to do what he does best, run past people and make big plays. And with guys like Marquise Brown and Sky Moore drawing coverage, Worthy will get plenty of one-on-one chances. This might sound bold, but don't be surprised if Worthy becomes Kansas City's most explosive weapon by mid-season. He's got that kind of potential, and if he and Mahomes build chemistry early, defenses are going to have a serious problem on their hands. What do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Is Xavier Worthy going to be this year's breakout star? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Coming up, we'll talk about the biggest X factor that no one's discussing, and why his impact could be the difference between another ring and a playoff letdown. Now, Chiefs Kingdom, we've got to talk about something that's been looming over this offseason, the Rashod Rice situation. It's not the kind of headline you want to see during a Super Bowl defense campaign, but it's the reality we're facing. The big question, how will this impact the Chiefs on and off the field? If you've been following the news, you know that Rashod Rice has found himself in legal trouble stemming from an off-the-field incident. The details are still unfolding, and the NFL hasn't handed down any official suspension yet, but it's pretty likely some kind of discipline is coming. Whether that's a few games or something more serious, the Chiefs have to be ready to adjust. Let's be honest. Rice was a breakout star for Kansas City last season. He built chemistry with Mahomes, showed he could make tough catches in traffic, and had a knack for finding the end zone. He was looking like a long-term weapon in this offense, and now everything is a bit uncertain. So how should we look at this? Is it a distraction that could derail the team's focus, or is it an opportunity for someone else to step up? Here's the thing. This locker room is built for adversity. Mahomes is a steady leader, Kelce brings veteran presence, and Andy Reid knows how to keep guys focused. If Rice misses time, it opens the door for others, like Sky Moore, Marquise Brown, or even rookie Xavier Worthy, to step into a bigger role. But don't count Rice out just yet. Word from inside the facility is that he's still locked in during practice, trying to stay sharp mentally and physically. That tells us he's not throwing in the towel. In fact, this could fuel his motivation to come back better than ever. Of course, we don't know how long he'll be out or what shape he'll be in when he returns. But one thing's clear. If Rashod Rice can get back on the field and put this behind him, he still has the potential to be a game changer in this offense. So we want to hear from you. Do you think Rashod Rice will bounce back and help the Chiefs defend their title? Or will this situation be too big of a setback? Up next, we're talking about the final piece of the puzzle, something that might be flying under the radar, but could be the key to another Super Bowl run. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, we've broken down the schedule, looked at the new weapons, examined Mahomes' mentality, and discussed the Rashod Rice situation. But now it's time to talk about something that doesn't always get the headlines, yet could be the real X factor for this 2025 season, the Kansas City Chiefs defense. Yes, you heard that right. While the spotlight usually stays on Mahomes and the offense, this defense has quietly become one of the best units in the entire league. And it might be what makes the Chiefs even more dangerous this year. Let's start with the core. Chris Jones is back and better than ever after signing that massive contract extension. He's not just playing for stats, he's playing for legacy. And when he's on the field, the opposing offensive line has a problem. Period. But it's not just about Jones. You've got George Karlaftis continuing to evolve into a legitimate pass-rushing threat. Then there's Nick Bolton, the heart and soul of the linebacker core. His instincts, leadership, and physicality give this defense an identity. And let's not forget L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie locking things down in the secondary. Those two are nightmares for opposing receivers. But the real X factor this year? Continuity and depth. Steve Spagnuolo is entering another season with a group that knows his system. These aren't guys learning on the fly. They're seasoned, well-coached, and playing with confidence. That's scary for any offense on the schedule. And the depth, oh man, it's serious. The rotation on the D-line is deep, the linebackers can fly, and the secondary has playmakers. If one guy goes down, there's someone ready to step in without a drop in performance. That's championship material. Now imagine combining a top-tier defense with Mahomes and a retooled offense. That's not just a contender, that's a juggernaut. We want to know, do you think the defense is being overlooked this offseason? Could they be the reason the Chiefs become the first team in NFL history to win 3 straight Super Bowls? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to vote in our poll. Which side of the ball will carry the Chiefs further this year, offense or defense? Thanks for rocking with us, Chiefs fans. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown, update, or hot take. Until next time, go Chiefs!